The Late George Apley by JohnPMarquand. The Life of George Apley. The book begins with an introduction to George Apley as a respected member of Boston's elite. Through a fictional biographical approach, his life is portrayed as typical of high society, yet it also reveals his inner struggles with the expectations placed upon him. Family heritage and tradition. Apley is born into a wealthy and influential family. He grows up under strict rules and expectations imposed by his family and society. This section explores how tradition and social pressures shaped his character from an early age. Education and youth. Apley attends elite schools and Harvard, where he builds friendships and connections that will remain important throughout his life. However, his education serves more to maintain his social status than to foster personal growth. Marriage and family life. Apley marries out of social obligation rather than love. His marriage to Mary Monahan, though stable, lacks passion and depth. This section highlights how his personal relationships are shaped by societal norms. Business success and social obligations. Apley takes over the family business and becomes a prominent figure in Boston society. However, his professional life feels more like an obligation than a choice, underscoring his inability to pursue his own dreams. Conflict with the modern world. As the world changes, Apley faces new ideas and lifestyles that threaten the traditional values of Boston's elite. This section explores his resistance to change and his nostalgia for the past. Relationship with his children. Apley struggles to raise his children the way he was raised, but they resist and seek their own paths. This section highlights the generational gap and Apley's frustration at being unable to control their lives. Personal crises and inner struggles. Despite his success, Apley experiences inner crises and a sense of emptiness. This section delves into his internal conflicts and his inability to find true fulfillment in life. Death and legacy. Apley dies, leaving behind a legacy that is more a product of societal expectations than personal achievements. This section examines how society remembers him and how his life was shaped by external pressures. Critique of society. The novel concludes with a critique of Boston's elite and their rigid norms. Through Apley's life, Marquand emphasizes how social conventions can limit personal freedom and happiness, leaving the reader to reflect on the cost of social status. The Late George Apley by JohnPMarquand is a satirical exploration of the rigid social expectations and traditions of Boston's upper class in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Through the life of George Apley, the novel critiques how societal pressures can stifle individuality and personal fulfillment, leaving even the most privileged individuals trapped in lives of conformity and emptiness. Ultimately, the book serves as a poignant commentary on the cost of maintaining social status and the loss of authenticity in the face of tradition.